Ed. This is the special coverage of Hurricane Ike. We are going now to Tramstar and Harris County Judge Ed Emmett for a news conference.
Do not go out sightseeing as it is right now. The traffic on the road is far too heavy for the conditions. We have flooding of bios. Memorial is impassable. Interstate 10 is impassable at Washington Avenue. So just in this area alone, there are many, many circumstances that are dangerous. As we were downtown, other than the Chase Tower, on the tollway, or is that on 60? Yeah. The Beltway 8 bridge over the ship channel is closed, but that probably relates to wind as much as anything else. But the 610 bridge, I don't have an update, so presume it's closed right now. People don't need to be out right now in any case. So.
Any other significant damage in the county that's worth noting?
I haven't gotten around except for I went to the southwest area. That seemed to be in pretty fair shape. West University still had power. There were a lot of trees down, things like that. Coming back into downtown, as I said, with some isolated instances that appeared to be in pretty good shape, but they did have a lot of streets blocked off. Again, more reason to stay away. And then coming out Memorial Drive is where we really noticed Buffalo Bayou being well out of its banks. And with more rain coming down, I don't think we can expect anything to change in the next couple of hours. I have talked to flood control. They say the upper reaches in the more residential areas are still okay, and they believe that they will begin to recede fairly quickly. But for right now, that's why I wanted to do this quickly. We saw a lot of cars that were just out sightseeing, and they suddenly would come upon the high water and they'd stop, and we had many traffic jams out there. I say many, M-I-N-I, not a lot of cars, but before other people start heading out, I really wanted to get that message out. So thank you very much. Yes. Depends on what kind of cell phone you have, I think. Mine works, other people's don't. So many of the cell phones are satellite based, and obviously they're still fine. But no, I don't know by specific carriers. We are working, let's see, I've been given a note to give a news advisory, and that is that operating a generator inside the home will create unhealthy levels of carbon monoxide and can cause death. Yes, it can. So we urge all the citizens to be very careful about generators, keep generators outside. Also, if you have candles burning, now that it's light, you might want to make sure those are out. Always keep them in sight because that can lead to fires, obviously.
Harrison County Judge Ed Emmett, a couple of warnings for you today, and certainly asking people to stay inside because, as he said, people are venturing out in great numbers and they're getting on the roads, and then they're finding out that Interstate 10, for instance, inside the loop in Washington is closed because of the high water. And there's some examples of the high water. That's piles of dirt and sand that are there from old construction projects. So you try and just get around town this morning, and you can't get around to some places. So stay inside, as the judge said, and just be careful of the generators, and certainly boiling your water is
Of course. It's just safer to stay home anyway. Let's go to our newsroom real quick. Tom Abrams is joining us now with an...
And you've been listening to coverage of Ed Emmett, who get things in their attempts to get things back to normal. It's going to be a long, slow process. We've got some new information from Floyd LeBlanc at CenterPoint Energy. He spoke just a few minutes ago to KUHF's Capella Tucker. He says about 90% of power is out. Could be 4 weeks to get everybody back. Let's listen to that interview.
We're actually starting to recover now. As of 11 a.m., we were able to get our crews out into the field across the service territory, and they have begun the initial space to be out there. We're out there. And of course, we realize everyone wants their power back on, so we've started the process. We're now working to get federal clearance to get our helicopters in the air so we can do our aerial patrols. We'll be assessing the situation with our skilled people, as well as collecting video and still photography of damage. We also have our field patrol people on foot going out now, pole to pole, documenting damage in the area. We're going to bring in 7,000 skilled people from outside the area, both linemen and tree trimming crews. I think now they're headed this way. We asked them to stay just outside the area because we didn't want them to put their people at risk or risk damaging their equipment because a hurricane was coming through the area. So they'll be ready to go tomorrow morning. They'll start arriving late tonight and early tomorrow. They'll be working tomorrow in the area. More will arrive on Monday, and we'll have a lot of people out working on this. But the focus will be a lot of tree crews to clear trees, a lot of linemen to work on power lines, and everyone else in our organization and all the other help we bring in is to support them so that they can get power restored as quickly as possible.
These aerial patrols, are there particular things that they are looking for? Equipment, trees?
They are looking for damaged equipment, and that starts with the steel tower lines and transmission lines, those big power lines that carry power between power plants and neighborhoods. They start with that. And there's some areas on the distribution system, the normal neighborhood wood pole lines, where the lines go through thick woods, the lines go across bayous, and things like that. They'll be flying those areas as well. And then we'll make a general pass on the wood pole lines. And our people are really skilled at detecting where damage is. Of course, our system tells us where the outages are. Based on the numbers of outages, they'll select certain areas that they want to fly over to give the field patrol people a head start on the work they need to do.
Okay, and you were saying best estimate at this time is 4 weeks for the entire area?
Yes. Yes, it starts today. We expect to issue a news release later today, and we expect that number to start improving, but it'll really start to improve tomorrow when we get a full day of better weather and the benefit of the assessments, both the aerial and the field assessment.
And what's the estimate right now in the number of people without power?
2.1 million. 2,100,000 customers out. We serve a total of 2,260,000 customers. So over 90% of the customers were out.
Okay, thank you very much, Floyd.
Thank you.
Floyd LeBlanc from CenterPoint Energy talking with the KUHF's Capella Tucker about the situation that is just going to be one of those things we have to bear. Life without electricity up to 4 weeks before everybody is back on. Fred Garcia with the Harris County Flood Control District is on the line with us now. Fred, thanks for talking with us. What state are our bayous in?
Well, generally speaking, the bayous are handling the rainwater runoff